Yeah, it seems like every time down the floor they're knocking down the triple.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor for Detroit, we've got Monroe. He's out there with Harris. Kufis out there with DJ Augustin. Now let's send it to Doris. From the sideline.
Thanks, Kev. Buckets in their last matchup against the Raptors played some good basketball. He finished with 25 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what was a great exhibition on his part. A dominating performance from a player who might start making waves around the NBA. That is what the franchise hopes, at least, guys.
All right, Doris. Well, guys, coming off a performance like that has got to have him supremely confident right now.
Well, that never seems to be a problem for him, but you're right, Kevin. He has to be feeling at the top of his game right now.
Well, when you play well, it feeds confidence, and when you've prepared to play well and it works out that way, it does add another level of confidence to your next game.
Pau Gasol has checked in for Taj Gibson. Then for the Pistons, Drummond's checked in for Kufis. Allen comes in for Monroe, and Dinwiddie subbed in for Augustine. 2 on the clock. Trying his luck deep, and he gets it to go. And the Pistons lead by 2. For Chicago, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Howard drives in. High arcing shot. Whistle blows, if that's going to be a travel. Now let's take a moment to see the teams that lead the league in field goal percentage. 5th on the list, the Pistons.
Oh, they're so patient at the offensive end. They don't take bad shots. They really look to move the ball and find the best shot they can every possession.
And it's Butler missing. Detroit's gone 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. And Harris wide open. He shoots another 3 for Detroit.
Back-to-back threes for him. The defense is slacking off a little.
It does look like their energy is lacking at this point.
It's good, and the Piston lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Rose.
He can finish in the post. That's one thing we know about him.
Drummond with a screen on Rose. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Back to Allen. That's good.
Gotta love the use of the bounce pass there. Perfect feed.
Last game for the Bulls, it was a loss to the Raptors.
Yeah, that was just a shocking result. Nobody saw it coming. You know, to lose to that team would have been surprise enough, but to get blown out like that, wow.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they were just sleepwalking their way through the entire game. I mean, they were like zombies out there. That's inexcusable in my world.
And now Harris running the floor all by himself. And he gets it to go. Harris has got 16.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end. That's losing basketball.
And especially when you can't afford to give up any buckets. That pushes this lead up instead of going the other way.
And it's Rose penetrating. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. 6 points for Rose.
That's just run-of-the-mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
Feeds it to Harris. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Harris has got 7 points for the quarter.
A large part of what they've been able to do here is centered around his offense.
McDermott's checked in for buckets. Turner's checked in for Detroit.
A moment here now to see some of the numbers for Jimmy Butler. He's averaging 11 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. When you have a shooter like him off the bench, it makes finding points a lot easier.
Well, Steve, you know, things can get stagnant without offense coming off the bench, and he always can supply some shooting.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Rose kicks to McDermott. Left side Rose. Good. Rose has got 8 points.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's gotten it going now.
And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Bulls ends up going with the new group. And a different look here for the Pistons. Kufis checked in for Drummond. Monroe comes in for Allen. Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for Harris. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Dinwiddie. Here's Howard. Here's Gibson. Rebound by the Pistons. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season.
And I'll tell you what, we've seen some tough divisional battles between these two teams before. We're going to get to see them 4 more times this season, starting tonight.
A nice shot by Kufis.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
So it's become one of the stories of the first half, Clark, just piling up points in the paint.
Howard against Monroe. Snell kicks to Neal. From about 16, misses off the right iron.
They've been able to get out to this lead without really getting a very reliable performance out of him from the field.
The Pistons have hit half their free throws in this one, going 3 of 6 so far.
Well, the season numbers for this club were really low. I mean, this is something that the team has been focusing on. They've got to improve.
You know, their percentages dropped off just a little bit compared to last year, guys, but it's not a huge drop-off, so no major concern.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line. Chicago leading by 4.
Question is, do they go 2 for 1 here?
Can they get a good shot in time? That's the question.
Pass to Snell. We've got 22 seconds left in the first half of the game. Back to Howard. 4 on the shot clock. And that one comes up a bit short.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Here's Caldwell Pope. Rebound by the Bulls.
And the defense did just enough to throw him off that shot.
And Howard, here we go. Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
And so we wrap up the first half. It's the Bulls. They're up by 6. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Coach, obviously a tough start for your team defensively, but things seem to improve throughout the first half. What were you seeing out there tonight?
Yeah, no, we didn't do a good job to start the game. They were going wherever they wanted to go. So we have to do a much better job of playing the ball and then giving the appropriate help. Once we settled down a little bit, I thought our second unit came in and did a good job.
Coach, thank you for the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you so much, Doris. Great interview as always. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back with the second half of basketball shortly.
Hey guys, some keys to talk about from what I've seen so far. This is a tight ball game, but remember, this is our house. The first thing is that our ball movement has been solid. Keep it up. I want to see that ball continue to rotate around the perimeter until we get a good look. I will give you credit for your offensive rebounding. You really fought hard to keep possessions alive, and it's paid off. We know we can take their best punches and hang with them. Now it's time to hit them with everything we got and see how they handle it.
Their side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters.
He's been absolutely in control. No slowing down for Harris. He has 20 points, and from downtown, he's buried 3 three-pointers.
Yeah, when he's been able to get squared up and get a good look at the basket, it seems like everything's been going in.
D. Rose and Jimmy Butler back inside at the 4 and 5 are Gasol and Noah. And it's Howard in at the 3 spot, so that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Here's Dinwiddie. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Dinwiddie's got the first points of the second half here for the Pistons. Rose kicks to Butler. Howard setting the pick for Butler. Back to Rose. Detroit with the rebound. Drummond's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Stolen by Rose. Butler attacking. Rose dishes to Howard. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And the free throw good from Howard.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
And so Howard nails both of them. Second half just getting started. About a minute played. Pistons trail by 6. There's Dinwiddie. Turner with a screen on Rose. Drummond a screen. Harris with it. Butler covering. 5 to shoot. Another shot. And there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. No good on the second free throw. The Bulls leading by 5. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Outside Rose. Butler against Turner. Butler goes in and he gets it to go. Butler's got the lead up to 7 now for the Bulls. Detroit's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. 6 of 13. Pass to Harris. Dishes it to Allen. And it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You take a look at the Pistons. Solid start to the season so far, sitting in 6th place. And, of course, Chicago. They're much further down in the standings right now.
Well, I think for Detroit, they've hit the ground running to start this young season, and I mean that literally. Raising some eyebrows with their hot start so far.
Yeah, the start of the season, is a time when optimism is league-wide, but the early play of this club certainly provides for some real proof that this could be a good team. They've looked awfully good.
Here's Howard, and that one's good. Howard's got 4 this quarter.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
Here's Dinwiddie. He's covered by Rose. Dinwiddie passes to Turner. 6 on the shot clock. Trains it from beyond the arc. Turner's got 10 points in the game.
You can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
The Bulls leading by 6. Rose kicks to Howard. And that's going to be a travel. Well, traditionally, many of the great free throw shooters have come from the point guard ranks. Here are the ones leading the league this year. 4th, Derrick Rose.
They are as reliable at the free throw line as you're going to find in this league. And that's something we've come to expect from the point guard position.
Yeah, that is typically where we find a lot of the top foul shooters in the league, quite honestly. But that doesn't mean we should take these guys for granted now. I mean, they put in an enormous amount of work to get to that level.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Tom Thibodeau was giving to his team. Derrick Rose was the focus of the discussion, and he wants their offense to run through him. Coach asked him directly to take the reins of their offense. He wants him to have a huge impact at that end of the floor for the rest of this game. Those are likely not the last adjustments they make today, guys. There's still time left in this one. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. And it's Turner off the drive, and it's blocked. Out of bounds, Pistons ball as Detroit keeps possession.
Well, now we get a chance to check out how Andre Drummond is looking right now. 5th in field goal percentage, 7th in rebounding, And he's also blocked enough shots to put him in the top